We all know stories of people who fought for power, but today's story is about a man who walked away from it. A man who could have been king, but chose something far greater. This is the story of Jonathan, the prince who had every right to the throne, but didn't want it. Jonathan was the son of King Saul, the first king of Israel. That meant one thing: he was next in line. The throne, the crown, the power, the prestige, all of it belonged to him by birthright. But something else was happening in Israel, something bigger than royal titles. God was raising a new king, a shepherd boy, someone outside the palace. And Jonathan saw it before the nation did. Before Saul did, before David even believed it. Jonathan was a warrior. He wasn't weak or soft. He was bold, brave, skilled in battle, and deeply respected. This is the same Jonathan who led a dangerous attack against the Philistines, with only his armor-bearer and won. But his true strength wasn't in his sword, it was in his spirit. While everyone expected Jonathan to fight for the throne, he chose to fight for God's will instead. When Jonathan first met David, something supernatural happened. Scripture says Jonathan's soul was knit to David. He recognized destiny. And instead of being jealous, he honored it. Imagine being the crown prince, then realizing God has chosen someone else. Most people would fight. But Jonathan protected what God was building. But not everyone was happy. King Saul, Jonathan's father, was furious that the people were singing David's praises. Saul has killed thousands, but David tens of thousands. The king became obsessed with killing David. But Jonathan? Jonathan became obsessed with saving him. This put Jonathan in an impossible position: obey his father or follow God's plan. He chose God. Jonathan gave up the throne. Think about that. He laid down everything people spend their whole lives chasing. His robe symbolized royalty. His sword symbolized authority. And he placed them in David's hands, not because David demanded it, but because Jonathan discerned God's will. He told David, "You will be king, and I will be next to you." Jonathan wasn't threatened by greatness, he celebrated it. Jonathan risked his life multiple times, stood up to his father, and stayed loyal to God's choice for Israel. Jonathan wasn't just a prince. He was a friend, a protector, and a man of deep spiritual discernment. And even though he never sat on the throne, he fulfilled his purpose. Jonathan died in battle beside his father Saul. It was painful, heartbreaking, and undeserved. But David never forgot him. Even after becoming king, David honored Jonathan's memory. Jonathan teaches us something rare in our world today. You don't lose anything by honoring God's will for someone else. Destiny isn't always about positions or titles. Sometimes the most powerful calling is to support, protect, and uplift the person God has chosen for a particular assignment.